Hi, my name is Daniel Ramsey. I'm one of the owners of MyOutDesk.com, and this is an introduction to a phone conversation that I was able to have with Gary Keller back in 2009. Before we get into that, let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm a real estate broker, and back in 2008, my brother and I started MyOutDesk.com. MyOutDesk.com is a virtual assistant company created for real estate brokers by real estate brokers. Virtual assistants really do work. I'm one of the owners. I've been using them for 3 years. It's the way of the future, and this audio interview that you're about to hear with Gary Keller will help explain a little bit about how to use them and the best practices within your real estate office. So listen up, and thanks a lot.
Hi, Daniel Ramsey. This is Gary Keller.
Hey, Gary. How's it going?
Hey, Daniel. Doing well. How about you?
Just another day.
Living the big life.
Yeah, exactly.
So your career was rock and rolling along till about '07, and then what happened to you?
In 2007, my brother, who's actually in San Diego, who's also a real estate broker, he said, hey, I've got this great idea. I met this gal over in the Philippines who, she's been helping me with my transactions. And I said, well, that's cool, I guess, but how does that work? And he started explaining how it all worked. And I was like, no, this isn't for me. This isn't going to work. There was just a whole litany of, objections that I threw at my brother.
Well, what led you to want to do that? What led you down this path?
Well, there are two real reasons. I was overwhelmed with work. It just wasn't sustainable. While the money was amazing, the lifestyle just took a hit. We just didn't have time. We had to work. Well,
why not go the traditional route? Why not just hire a talent?
And we did hire. We hired more buyer's agents to help with the leads. We hired an office manager. But at some point, you have to control your overhead. And that's exactly what I looked at from a financial standpoint. In 2007, that's what choked us. Just the overhead overall is what killed us when my sales volume went down. So my brother brings this idea of virtual assistants. I was resistant. Then she helped design a business card. That's not even her virtual assistant job. She just said, hey, I really like design. Let me try it. And what she did was better than the company that I actually paid, who was a professional design company, to redo our business cards. That was it. I was hooked. So I hired my first virtual assistant, and the rest is kind of history.
Well, when you say the rest is history, what do you mean?
My office 100% runs from the Philippines. And when I say 100%, I literally mean 100%. They answer the phones. They negotiate offers. They handle all of the mundane tasks associated with transaction coordination. We now have a full-time virtual assistant whose only job is to manage our reimbursements, our accounts receivable and payable, and she takes care of everything. So when we get a bill, she writes that bill up in QuickBooks, processes a check, it prints here, I sign it, it gets sent out. Whereas before, I was the person that was processing the checks.
So what makes a virtual assistant system work?
Technology, and also the ability to embrace change.
So you have to trust technology. You have to think a little less paper, a little more paperless. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, and also we use voice over internet protocol. Basically, all our virtual assistants have a local phone number, a 916 phone number, and they also have their own 916 fax. So if you are a buyer's agent and you are dealing with my company, chances are you're not dealing with a physical person here in the U.S. You're dealing with somebody who's in the Philippines, but because they have a company email address, a 916 phone number, a 916 fax, you'll never know that person isn't local. In fact, I've had buyer's agents compliment me, I can't believe how amazing your assistants are. It's really hard to find good people like that. You're doing a great job, blah, blah, blah. And so it fills me with a lot of pride that they don't even know that these people are in the Philippines.
You actually have a business, MyOutDesk.com. Tell me about that.
In 2009, my brother said, this is so amazing, and, this is making us more profitable than other real estate brokers in the area. And After a couple conversations with my brother, I really thought that this is something that could go out to the masses and actually change the industry. Because, for the big boys like IBM and DirecTV and almost all the phone providers, they already do this. They already outsource their customer service. And they make a substantial savings. To hire a United States citizen and to do this kind of a job, quite literally, is a $30,000 to $50,000 a year expense. And that's just their salary. Now, when you put that next to what we charge, between $6.25 to $7.50 an hour for our virtual assistants, there's a big cost savings. Basically, you can hire 3 virtual assistants for the price of 1 U.S. assistant. Our first client was actually a Keller Williams agent in San Diego. He's one of the largest brokers down there. And in the first quarter of 2009, he lost $60,000 in reimbursements. And the banks refused to reimburse him because his paperwork wasn't right. We then stepped in with MyOutDesk.com. He actually right now has 7 different assistants, and they are loss-free from that day going forward. And we do this for a lot of different brokers throughout California.
So if somebody wants to take advantage of your system or try it, how do they do that, Daniel?
Simple. MyOutDesk.com is the website. You can go check it out. We also have a toll-free number, and that number is 1-800-583-9950. And, give us a call. We actually pre-screen all of our applicants. We then go through an extensive interview process. And on top of that, they spend 2 weeks at any one of my 3 offices. And what that means is we've given them 2 weeks worth of basic training to get industry standards and information in their head. Then they report for work. MyOutDesk.com also takes care of the payments, money transfer between countries. Last year and a half that we've been doing this, nobody has left our company. Once you start using virtual assistants, chances are you're going to start using them more and hire more and more people. So the beautiful thing about that is there's no difficulty to start or stop. If you have 2 virtual assistants and you want to add a third, you simply just say, I want another. 2 weeks later, boom, you have another. The beautiful thing is we take care of all the employee aspect of the job and let the real estate broker focus on what they're good at, which is selling real estate.
Thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate it.
All right, Gary. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Thanks. You too. Bye.